So, here we are, Diablo 3. I'm playing with a character that's below level 70. I'm playing by myself. This is basically how I power level myself. First of all, I go into normal mode. I go into adventure mode. The reason why we're going so normal is because it's easier to kill the monsters. And by leveraging the Gem of Ease, even at a very rank 1, you add a considerable amount of experience to killing these monsters. So while they're not worth much by themselves, by adding the Gem of Ease, each one becomes worth a lot more experience. So in this case, the Gem of Ease grants 1,300 experience for every single monster kill. So by tearing through trash mobs, which is areas such as the Cathedral, the Fields of Misery, to name two examples, where there's a lot of mobs, but they're really low level and they just come in bulk, you can tear through them very quickly. Now granted, I'm using the Witch Doctor, I'm using the Haunt skill, most in particular with the Lingering Spirit. So what this does is, Haunt inherently, it haunts an enemy with a spirit dealing 4,000 weapon damage is cold over 12 seconds. And if the enemy dies, here's the key, the spirit will haunt another nearby enemy. So it kills it in 1 second, moves on to the next. And as you can see, this chains very quickly going through trash mobs. Now I use a Lingering Spirit here because when I cast Haunt a couple times and get a couple of these spirits going around doing damage, when I run out of enemies, I end up moving on to the next mob, and these Lingering Spirits will actually help me, and it actually reduces my cast time because I already have some going around. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started here. I also do use pets, and they also add to my DPS. So we're going to get started here. Now you can see how quickly I start tearing through these trash mobs. And if you watch my experience at the bottom, and I'm currently level 51, I'm still getting a considerable amount of experience as I'm going through this trash, this mob here. I'm not so much worried about picking stuff up, but it's kind of a habit I have to pick up drops. Now these Moon Clan guys tend to group up quite a bit. Drop the legendary. Pretty rare, but we'll see what happens. I'm not so much worried about gear though, as I said. As you see, the spirit, the purple little effects are following me around now that we've killed monsters in there. They're actually going around and helping me kill them. Now, if you're tearing through them too quickly, you can actually bump up the difficulty a couple notches. The idea here, though, is you want to be able to tear through the mobs very quickly. So, and I am tearing through them very, very quickly here, so it might actually be advantageous for me to bump it up to hard or maybe even master. But this effectively would work with pretty much any class. Ideally, you'd want to run a class that has ability to attack a lot of monsters at once. So the wizard might be Disintegrate, you know, skills like that, skills that you can cast very quickly and move on to the next group. But that's about it. I'll let you go for today. And this is Yuka signing off.